Welcome to today's Carnos production video. We're getting closer and closer to the start of Labyrinth and Cataclysm. And I wanted to share a piece of advice that I have for new and established DMs. Read a fucking book. One of the most underappreciated challenges that DMs face is that they need to speak in prose, like you are speaking a book into existence. A DM needs to describe everything that happens in the story for it to happen. And they need to describe it in effective and emotional, thematic ways to best tell the story they're trying to tell. And the type of media with the most experience doing this is novels. There are two main reasons why anyone who wants to be a DM should read or listen to a lot of books. And honestly, reading a book is probably worse than listening to it for this reason, because you're going to be speaking it and not reading it or writing it. So I want to make sure it sounds cool and not just looks cool. So don't be a snob. Number one of the most important things that a DM does is make descriptions. You are the computer running the video game, and your words are the graphics. Without descriptions, there can be no D&D. Nothing exists until you speak life into it. As a DM, it is critical to know what to say, when you say it and how you say it. Reading is the art that is mostly descriptions. Even in dialogue, most of the time, novels are describing things. It just happens to be in character. Through reading more books, you will learn more effective and efficient means of communication that will more entertainingly and understandably communicate with your players. You can use almost any book. I recommend reading books in the same genre that you are running in, but that is optional. This will most of the time mean fantasy, unless you're already off your rocker, in which case you probably don't need me to tell you to be reading more. Some basic recommendations of mine for descriptions would be Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien and A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. Some of the just classic, great fantasy with amazing prose. The Road might be a post-apocalyptic world instead of a fantasy one, but nothing is stopping you from stealing how it describes the wasteland to make the wilderness feel far more unknown and dangerous in your grim, dark political thriller after the party and a lord have been trapped in the wilderness. The Great Gatsby might take place in New York during the 1920s, but nothing is stopping you from reading The Great Gatsby and stealing how they talk about the divide between new money and old money to describe factions of noble that dislike each other. The list goes on forever. You can really do anything. Reading more will just help you with descriptions. Just by reading more, your descriptions will get better, even if it is in ways that are subconscious. Reading will improve your descriptions in many ways. You might end up using exact phrases. For example, I no longer describe people as drunk, but as deep in their cups, because George R.R. Martin uses it a lot, and I really like it. It will also more subtly improve your descriptions, keeping your players more engaged. I used the third-person omniscient viewpoint of A Song of Ice and Fire as a way to gauge when to describe what characters are feeling and when to leave it just to descriptions, because that book series does a great job of sort of jumping between describing action, describing emotions, describing thoughts, because it does all these things at different times. And it's been a great gauge for me as a DM, as when knowing when to say you see something and then describing it in a way that I think is scary, or saying you see something and your character is scared. Because both of them have their places. Both of them should be done, but they need to be done at different times. You will also learn more evocative vocabulary, especially if you're reading fantasy. Right? Don't say pitcher, say flagon. Don't say ingot, say billet. There's lots of more fantastical sounding words that you can use to describe things more accurately and more evocatively, most importantly. Number two. By reading more, you have more creative stimulation. and it will help you come up with ideas for what will happen next in your plot. By reading more, you have more ideas, which means your plot will be better. The more information you have, the more information you can make. Besides for just reading books, there's a lot of other types of media that will also have similar effects. Some of the most obvious being audio stories, podcasts, and radio shows. One of the things that has most affected my DMing style since I started watching it is the Mixed and Unend series by Third Party. Their audio podcast, highly recommend you check them out. They're amazing. Also, it feels obvious, but just watch other people play D&D, whether it be in person, whether it be over actual plays. Watching other people play D&D and playing D&D makes you grow, right? Like reading will help, watching people will help. You just need to be thinking in that way more of the time. These have been just a few of the reasons why you should read more if you want to be a DM. We're getting very, very close to the release of Labyrinth and Cataclysm, and I can't wait for all of you to see it. Have a very nice day.